Yo, what's up everybody? I'm back for another commentary of the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. This time I'm going to be playing the Krogan Sentinel, and this is a really fun class to play. His heavy melee attack is actually very useful and very strong. The Krogan is the only class that has the rage mode, where if you kill with the updated talents that I have, if I kill 2 enemies with melee, I go into this rage mode, and you'll see my screen kind of flashing red there. And what that does is it reduces the amount of damage I take by a significant amount, and also increases the melee damage I do by a large amount as well. I've pretty much leveled up everything I've got to give me increased melee damage. So if you're planning on playing this class, if you unlock the Krogan Sentinel, don't even worry about using different weapons and things like that. I would say just get the strongest shotgun you have. Don't even worry about the weight of the weapon. Don't level up your lift grenades or your incinerate. I actually did on this character because I wasn't really sure how to play him when I did. I'll probably reset him later and redo some of his talents, but for the most part, just level up everything except for lift grenade. Eventually you'll get incinerate all the way leveled up, since you can level up at least 4 talents all the way up once you hit level 20. But in any case, what I like to do is I actually have a Falcon, and sometimes I'll use that if I need to attack something from long range, since it's kind of like a grenade launcher assault rifle. I didn't realize it when I was playing this, but I'll actually use I have a Geth plasma shotgun, and it works really well whenever I miss like a melee attack or something like that. But generally what you want to do with the Krogan is you want to run up and hold down your heavy melee. Don't ever use your regular melee attack, because generally that won't kill something in one hit, and your heavy melee is actually very quick as opposed to some other classes. So like for example, on most humans they have this really slow attack with their little Omni tool, and it's got a really high chance of like missing if the enemy moves out of the way. But with the Krogan, they have a running charge, so you can, once you start getting into the habit of playing the class, you can hold down your heavy melee and literally just run at a really long. And here you see me screwing it up really bad, and I did it. You know, that's pretty much the main issue that you're gonna have when you're playing this class, is that if you actually miss someone with your melee, you're basically gonna die, because I don't know, it sucks. So what I would say doing is, if you do miss your heavy melee like I did there, don't just keep trying, because it feels kind of buggy, like you'll just like run right past someone, like you're shoulder shrugging them, and you won't hit them with your heavy melee. I would say instead just hit them with your shotgun, stagger them, or something of that nature. Right there I was trying to pull that guy over the wall, but he stepped back, so I wasn't able to get the grab. Not a big deal, since I can just jump over and do my heavy melee on him. The cool thing about doing the Krogan Sentinel in this melee format is that you do have that tech armor, and it gives you quite a significant reduction in your actual damage that you take. And I believe that it actually gives you more melee damage as well. I can't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure it does. So in opposition to actually using there's a Krogan soldier class, and I've tried to use him. He does essentially the same thing, but he's got fortification, which it actually doesn't have as much damage reduction as the Sentinel armor does. And while it can be purged to give you a very big damage boost on your melee, so in a sense you can say the soldier is a little bit more susceptible to dying, but has a higher chance of killing those really heavily armed enemies. If you purge your armor, then you can actually kill those type of champions. But I actually like the Krogan Sentinel, just because I've got that extra damage reduction on my shield, and most of the time you're going to be killing these little weak enemies. You can actually one-hit anybody with a shield. The only ones you can't one-hit are something like the Geth Primes, or you know, like the Banshees and crap like that you don't really want to mess with as a melee class anyways. So that's why you have your shotgun and your you know, and your Falcon. If you unlock that Falcon, that's a really good weapon, I'd say, to pick up on the Krogan, so that you can deal with those champions such as the Banshees and things like that. But I really do enjoy this class. Like, it's probably, whenever I first picked up, one of the most fun classes to have. I mean, you're literally running around. A lot of times you'll have the highest score, especially if you're playing like on bronze. Like, this is a silver match here, but if you're playing it correctly, Now, normally you can't like run in the middle of 5 guys; you'll just get blasted down super quick. And also, another thing to note is that you really have to play kind of careful until you get that Krogan Berserker mode up. So make sure that you pick your targets correctly until you get your Krogan Berserker up, and then you can really just run in and melee the crap out of everything. In fact, you can melee down things like the Geth Primes and probably about 3, I think, heavy melees as long as your Krogan Berserker's up. Now, if you don't have it up, don't try and mess with those Geth Primes and stuff like that. They'll completely tear you a new one, and actually you'll see that a little bit later in this match. I tried to fight one without my Berserker mode, and you'll see I actually just checked the score there. I was actually #1 score, and that's really exciting that you can just run around and just click on your heavy melee and get the top score in a lot of these matches. You'll be able to just completely demolish most of the enemies. It's really fun to do too. So main thing is, figure out the distance that you're going to be running up to attack the enemies. And sometimes when you're up against those armored guys like that, it's good to do your heavy melee, hit them with a shotgun blast, and then do another heavy melee, and that'll generally finish them off. Like these guys here, the Geth Pyros, you can take off all of their shields with one hit, and then boom, a shotgun, and another heavy melee. That takes them out completely. Geth Rocket Troopers are going to be one of the biggest problems for you, just because of the fact that they will stop. Like if you're charging in and they hit you with a rocket, it'll stop you from running in. That's very frustrating. So other than that, I don't have too much problem. Cerberus, if the Guardians mess with you, then that's going to be a little bit of a problem for you. But if you just use your grenade, or not your grenade, your shotgun, that can deal with it. I guess grenade could deal with it, but it's really hard to actually land a grenade properly on those guys. So I would say try and like use your incinerate to knock their shield back and then charge at them, or just run past them and deal with some other classes and don't mess with the Guardians. Another good thing to do is if you charge at somebody and get them really low or you miss them and they have a little bit of health left and you can kill them with your shield blast, go ahead and pop off your tech shield. And you just push #1, and that's actually a little bit of extra damage, and that can sometimes save you by doing the extra damage. Of course, you need to be careful because obviously you're going to be giving up that layer of protection and damage reduction once you do that. But it's a pretty quick recharge rate once you use it. I honestly don't ever purge my tech armor that often. It's a very rare situation that I'll use it. A lot of times there's a situation where I can use it and I'll just forget because his melee is so good anyways that I'll just wait for it. Sometimes you just need to be patient. Now I could be reviving this guy right now, but I realized that I can just go ahead and kill that Prime, and I was actually wrong about that. So I think I could have killed the Prime if there was not like 2 other guys shooting at me, and that's basically what killed me. If you looked at it, the bottom right, it said the Geth turret killed me, which is what the Prime spawned. Those actually hurt pretty bad. I don't like those things. Those piss me off. So one thing that I really found fun with the Krogan is that he's just got that yell every time you run around. He's like, "Ah!" So you feel like you're a BA. I mean, when you play the Krogan, you have to basically man up. Like you got to play like you're a real man. You got to run into battle, and I think this really encompasses what the Krogan is in the storyline and everything. Krogan is the shock trooper that just runs in and headbutts the crap out of all the enemies. Doesn't care about what's shooting him. He doesn't take damage, and he regenerates his shield so quickly. That's another thing. Like you regenerate your shield so fast if you build correct. You just run in there, and you'll see my shield actually drop down quite a lot, but I don't really die. Obviously, I have that big damage reduction, but I can just really technically run around the corner, and a couple seconds later, boom, I'm already back, and bam, bam, bam. Now I'm gonna take out all these guys. See, there's like 3 guys sitting here waiting, and chaos, destruction. Now sometimes things will bug out, like if an enemy is like floating in the air from a biotic ability, or if they get stuck somewhere, then you're actually gonna need to do your regular melee attack because your heavy melee will miss them. Also, if an enemy is fallen down onto the ground, you can't do your heavy melee. You have to do your regular melee. So those are some considerations to take. Is that you will have a problem trying to kill those type of enemies. Also, if you're right next to an enemy, just like I was right there, that's I was talking about earlier. You'll miss your heavy melee. So it's better to either use your shotgun blast. Sometimes you can go ahead and use your regular melee. That's the one time I will use my regular melee, is if I'm right next to someone's face and I don't want to miss that heavy melee, is I'll just go ahead and do that regular one. But generally when you do your heavy, if you don't kill them right away, it pushes them back. It has like a knockback effect to it. and so in that case, I'm fairly confident in just doing it again. In that case, I missed that guy you saw right there. I missed him, and so I went ahead and did my regular twice, killed him pretty quickly that way, as well as I think like a shotgun blast. But overall, Krogan Sentinel, really fun to play. And I think you guys should, once you unlock that, make sure you play that correctly. I've seen a lot of the Krogans just run around and try and shoot stuff, and I think that's just a sick misuse of what the Krogan's even being, supposed to be used for. If you wanna play a class that runs around and shoots stuff, then you got the Tyrian or the human soldier with the other stuff like that. So I'd say just keep your soldier or keep your Krogan built towards meleeing the crap out of everything. Now, technically, I guess you could say, well, I can play the soldier with the build where after you kill something with a heavy melee, you do extra damage on your gun. So technically, that could work out as well. You can build him so that he does the extra damage after you do the heavy melee on your weapons, and then you run around with like a shotgun and possibly a really fast attacking assault rifle, like the Faced-In, I think it's called, or there's something like that has like super fast attack speed. And if you level that up, I actually saw this guy, he had like a Faced-In level 10. I don't know how he got it to level 10 so quick, since the game hasn't been out that long, but he was running around and he was literally just dominating everything. Everything was just melting so quickly, and he was the Krogan soldier. So it was pretty interesting to watch that, and he would just run up and do the little carnage blast. But whatever, enough about that. We're talking about the Sentinel. So the other Sentinel classes are played so much different than this guy. And it's kind of funny, like most of the other Sentinel classes, I honestly don't really see the big use of the tech armor, other than obviously just the damage reduction. But on the other Sentinel classes, you obviously can't run around and just heavy melee everything to death like the Krogan can. It just doesn't work the same way. So the main problem I see is that when you have the tech armor up, it reduces or it increases your cooldowns about 80% unless you have the reduction mastery built up. So I don't really like using the tech armor that much, to be honest. And I have another commentary for you guys of a human Sentinel, which uses the warp and the throw, and he's actually really strong. There's some stuff you can do with that class that's really cool, but it involves more long-range action rather than running up and meleeing. So it's cool to be able to blast off that tech armor and do a little bit of extra damage if you're in the middle of combat, or just leave the tech armor off in general and use your abilities as much as possible, and then turn on the tech armor if you're going to be taking damage. That's generally what I do, but I'll talk about that later once again in one of my other commentaries. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this look at the Krogan Sentinel. Pretty fun class overall. There's not much else to show. I'll go ahead and show you, though. I'll skip to the very end of this commentary. That way you can kind of see where I screwed it all up. I try and go to this Geth Prime and fight him, and I don't have my I don't have my Rage Fury mode up right now, so I'm trying to just shoot him down with my shotgun. And the main thing that sucks about the Krogan is that if you don't have your heavy melee up and ready to go, or sorry, if you don't have your rage mode, then it's going to be really difficult for you to kill the really big guys like these primes here. Honestly, what I should have done is ran around to help out my teammates. You see that my teammates are falling down there in the back. You can see through the wall. A couple of them are down. It seems like they're doing okay, but I'm spending way too long messing with this prime. I'm trying to sit there and charge up my shotgun to blast him in the head. I'm just not doing that much damage overall. So I probably could have switched to my Falcon and blasted him down a lot quicker. I was just really, this was probably one of the first times I tried out the shotgun, so I was like, okay, his shields are down, I can probably run up and melee him to death. Again, though, I don't have that Berserker mode, so rather than killing him, and I would have definitely killed him in like 3 hits there. You saw I got him to 2 bars without the rage mode, and regardless, though, he just kind of took me down really quickly, and then the rest of my team fell, and we lost here, so I'm gonna get stepped on. Blech! That sucks. So that's going to be it. We didn't actually get the full extraction on this one here. So once again, you guys, this is my second commentary. You didn't see the full extraction. I usually do get it, but I guess for some reason the games I was I was trying to commentate for you guys where they didn't really go that well for us. But anyways, it was fun to watch. I'll show you another class on the next one and let you guys take a look at those. And maybe I'll do the Infiltrator or the Human Sentinel or something like that. We'll see how it goes. That way you can kind of get a feel for how those are played out. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, and I'll see you around for the next one. Let's go with cheese. Peace out.